Welcome to another action-packed episode of MMA30. On this episode, we'll feature some of the top MMA entrepreneurs in the industry today that have capitalized on the explosive growth of the sport for their own businesses. On this episode, we'll catch up with UFC fighter, the California Kid Urijah Faber in Sacramento, California. We'll head to the house of former UFC Octagon girl Brittney Palmer in LA. Top coach Greg Jackson will discuss his training camp. Plus, we'll sit down with model Nicole, UFC fighter Danzig, and UFC light heavyweight star Ryan Bader. All that and much more on this episode of MMA30.
Hey MMA30, welcome to my gym. Come on in, let's check it out.
One of the most successful entrepreneurs in mixed martial arts is the California Kid Urijah Faber, and MMA30 took a road trip to Sacramento, California to check out Urijah's training camp, Ultimate Fitness. Ultimate Fitness is an impressive training facility, and of course is the place that Urijah Faber chooses to train himself and to train others as a coach. But MMA30 wasn't just here to see the man in action. We also sat down with the California Kid to talk about his amazing success as an entrepreneur.
Right now we're here at Ultimate Fitness in downtown Sacramento, 17th and I, and it's a gym that I started about almost 5 years ago now. Just got done with a little bit of training and getting ready to start my day. For me, growing a business out of my sport is something that kind of happened on its own. I guess I've always been kind of fearless when it comes to having business ideas and going after them. When I first graduated college, I was coaching at UC Davis. I was making $7,000 a year as a full-time job, 10 months out of the year, and I was forced to hustle. You know, I started a little company called Top of the Line Coaching, TLC, and was teaching the junior high kids and a couple of high school programs I was doing after I was done coaching college. Then I was home bussing tables. I actually started fighting around that time, and I started a little clothing line called Alpha Male. So I was selling shirts and coaching kids and bussing tables and fighting, and, you know, busy but making ends meet. So my businesses right now are pertaining to mixed martial arts, are my gym, Ultimate Fitness, and I've got a retreat gym just for our team out in Point Arena, California. I've got the clothing line that we sold to K-Swiss, Form Athletics. I've got my team Alpha Male, which is, we're starting to hold camps, and we have golf tournaments, and the guys pay their fees and stuff like that. I have a book coming out that's about following your passion and my view on success. And Eat Like a Champ is a website that I have. It's basically about nutrition and the lifestyle that is what I consider to be healthy, and people can go on there and get diets and get help staying healthy and being in shape. Also, I'm part of MMA Inc., the management company. We have guys all over the U.S. that are represented by MMA Inc. My favorite business is definitely my team, and it's the one that makes me the least amount of money. It actually costs me money, so I enjoy it the most. It's a lot of my good friends. It's what I'm really passionate about, and we're just starting to understand how to make things work, and we're getting more and more great fighters that are coming out of the gym, but again, it's still money out of my pocket for now. Associating myself with brands is all about the people involved. When I have opportunities, I bring it to my managers, and we kind of sit and think what's the best fit and what's going to benefit us the most. And it's not always about, you know, having a bunch of sponsors tacked onto my stuff. It's about building these partnerships where they're going to help me grow, and I'm going to be committed to them. And I like to be with companies that get the big picture. A company like Amp Energy and K-Swiss and Form, they get it. It's about activation with the athlete, and I'm a hard worker, so I do my share. The most rewarding part about running my empire is the opportunities that I create for other people. I feel like throughout time, more and more opportunities are coming for people that I love because of what I'm doing, and I love that. My business is 5 years from now will hopefully be flourishing. I have a lot of different things that I want to get into. I have goals on my wall, things in the entertainment world, and I've got little things that I've been looking at now that I'm kind of working towards that will hopefully blow up in the near future. So I'm just going to stay optimistic and work hard and choose the right partners and have fun. All right, MMA30, thanks for coming to my gym in Sacramento. We'll see you next time.
Up next on MMA30, we head to Santa Monica, California to catch up with former UFC Octagon girl Brittney Palmer and talk about her new career as a full-time artist. This MMA30 segment was powered by Cheaterville.com. Don't be the last to know. Log on to Cheaterville.com and search your significant other now. And while you're there, search for your own name in the Cheaterville database. It's free and it's online now at Cheaterville.com.
Hey guys, it's Brittney Palmer. Thanks for coming to my place and checking out my artwork.
Making a living as an artist has never been considered an easy task, but Brittney Palmer is always up for a challenge. She decided to pack up and leave her glamorous lifestyle in Las Vegas to head to Los Angeles and pursue her dream of being a full-time artist.
You know, I started doing paintings in high school and I loved it, but I never really thought that it was ever going to take me anywhere. I never thought I wanted to be an artist. I kind of was just closed-minded about that whole entire, industry of art. It became a focus to me recently. A couple years back, I was in a car accident and I just was sick of reality TV and just kind of picked up the brush again and started sketching a little bit. And then just, about a year ago, I started taking it really, really seriously. Doing UFC and just doing all these things, no one ever really thought that I had this strong of a passion to move here and give up my entire life to, devote it to going to art school. And I want to make an art empire, just everything. I want to have awesome clothing that has my paintings on it. I want to have a number of paintings. I want to have prints of my paintings. I want to have everything. I do acrylic on canvas. I'm just now, because I'm in art school, so I'm doing, I'm playing with oil and just getting more in tune with how to sketch and charcoal and everything. I love all of it. There's really not one specific thing I enjoy more. A lot of subjects I choose are all icons and, mainly with music. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Led Zeppelin. I love rock and roll. I've always loved that kind of music, and I love the 70s. I love the 60s. It was just such a really interesting era, and, it really was about, being who you are and being your own person, and just, I love that. This is one of my favorite pieces because I did this right when I decided I wanted to move to Los Angeles and go to art school. So it's kind of my, interpretation of me moving to LA. Right now on my website, we're getting orders all the time. I've done 3 customs already. I have, 4 more I need to do, and it's all about marketing. How do I advertise? Like, how do I make this different? How do I appeal this to people all over? I was blessed to have the UFC and blessed to have, all the fans and Twitter followers that I have, and they, get to see it. And they're the reasons that I am here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. You got to see some of my artwork. Rock and roll.
Next on MMA30 is another gun store challenge with legendary MMA coach Greg Jackson in Las Vegas. This MMA30 segment was powered by Cheaterville.com. Don't be the last to know. Log on to Cheaterville.com and search your significant other now. And while you're there, search for your own name in the Cheaterville database. It's free and it's online now at Cheaterville.com. MMA30 is back at the gun store in Las Vegas for another gun store challenge. And this time we catch up with legendary MMA coach Greg Jackson as he's signing some autographs and taking pictures with fans.
This is Greg Jackson. I'm at the lovely gun store. Apparently one of my students is the leader, Melvin Gillard, at the shooting thing. My strategy is going to be a little different. I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to see if I can get below a 20 just to balance out his high score of 90. So we'll be seeing if I can shoot bad enough to make it 20.
So how it works is you want to try and get as many points as possible. But once you're done shooting, we'll add up all your 10 shots and see what your total score is. Fire when you're ready. All right, looks like you're in the 10 ring on that one. A little bit to the left in the 9 ring. All right, all done. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 9 ring, 36 points, and 4 in the 10, 40 points.
I was aiming for this, so I was a little off, kind of in there.
You actually have a total of 94.
94, which means I'm number 1. Now imagine if I would have actually been shooting at the 10 instead of shooting at these targets down here. I would have really done well. Mostly it was Brian because I can't actually see. I'm legally blind, but he was able to kind of walk me back in there. So thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
A hidden talent has turned into a budding profession for UFC lightweight fighter Mac Danzig. You'll learn about his talent next as MMA30 continues to look at MMA entrepreneurs. This MMA30 segment was powered by Cheaterville.com. Don't be the last to know. Log on to Cheaterville.com and search your significant other now. And while you're there, search for your own name in the Cheaterville database. It's free and it's online now at Cheaterville.com.
What's up, MMA30? How's it going? Mac Danzig, here today to show you some of my photography.
We travel to the home of UFC lightweight fighter Mac Danzig in Los Angeles to learn about one of his hidden talents behind the lens.
I first started taking pictures when I was about 16. I got a camera and I started taking some community college classes, worked in the dark room. I wasn't able to keep pursuing it. I just didn't have the money. I was pretty poor, so it wasn't until a long while later, I just kept it in the back of my mind the whole time that I wanted to get into photography whenever I had the extra time and money. And about 4 or 5 years ago, I finally was able to start again. Probably my two most favorite subjects to shoot are wildlife and landscapes. I'm really into extremely remote geological features, and that's something that has always intrigued me. You know, rock formations and landscapes that have been just carved out by erosion and time over millions of years. So I go out of my way to try to photograph things that haven't been done by a million other photographers, you know. Right now, I really just enjoy doing it because I love to do it, and I love to travel, and I love the process of making the images. And not really looking to try to force it into a career right away. Most of my time is spent training or with my daughter, and then any other free time I'm actually out there photographing. You know, I do make a little money here and there, but it's just something that I love to do right now, so I'm not really worried about trying to make it a full-time profession just yet.
And while photography for Mac is currently just a hobby, it's clearly something that he could be making money off of, given his talent level.
Both of these photographs are two of my best from my trip to Alaska. Right there, there's coastal brown bears. There was one particular mother that had 3 cubs, and she was taking her cubs out to the shore for clam digging. And these are some of my definite favorites. Just this little moment between the one cub and the mother. And this shot right here was of all 3 of her cubs. And it was when they first came out onto shore, and it may have been the first time that she ever took them clam digging. It was really an excellent experience, so I like these ones a lot. There's another one here in this guest room that you guys might like. This was taken in Canada, in the Rocky Mountains in Canada. This is on a frozen lake. There's about 1 foot of frozen ice out there. We got really lucky this morning. The way the light was positioned, the way the sun was hitting these clouds as they were moving by really brought out a whole lot of color. And one thing that was pretty scary about it was the ice was cracking quite a bit, but we wandered about maybe 1/8 of a mile out onto this frozen lake. You know, I like this photograph because it was a great sunrise, but at the same time reminds me of just going out there and doing that and being in a place where no one else is. All right, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoyed my photographs as much as I enjoyed taking them.
How do you become a successful MMA entrepreneur by being a beautiful woman? The original ring girl, Nicole, will tell us next on MMA30. This MMA30 segment was powered by Cheaterville.com. Don't be the last to know. Log on to Cheaterville.com and search your significant other now. And while you're there, search for your own name in the Cheaterville database. It's free and it's online now at Cheaterville.com. The UFC's first official ring girl, Nicole, has become a successful entrepreneur and model. Here, Amber explains to MMA30 how she's built the brand of herself.
My first introduction to MMA, I watched WWF growing up, and MMA really was brought into my life when I started bartending at Green Valley Ranch. I was at the Whiskey Sky Bar. Frank and Lorenzo own it, and they asked if I'd like to be a ring girl. And I thought that would be a really fun way to have free tickets and have front row seats. So that's how it all started. I realized that you could make a great living, especially in the MMA world, because it's the fastest growing sport in the world right now. Zions actually approached me and they wanted me to just model their clothes, because that's when science was just clothes. You know, I think I realized pretty quickly as, you know, it became a lucrative job where, you know, I was being called by magazines and I was being called by companies like Throwdown and Warrior and Science to be their official spokesperson and do their photo shoots. You know, I've really kept myself in the MMA game by doing so. I think most jobs consist of, you know, just staying up on your game. I'm getting up there in age, and so I have to, you know, I have to keep up with the 20-year-olds. So I'm definitely always, you know, keeping myself in check and working out every day and boxing and kickboxing and keeping myself really in good shape. Current projects, I've got a lot going on right now. I literally landed today, and I was just in Dubai for 1 day, before that Bahrain for 3 days, and Djibouti for 4 days. I do a yearly catalog for a jewelry company called Mar-a-Lago, and it's all over the Bahamas and Jamaica, and that's really exciting. I look forward to that every year. I always have crazy stuff coming up with Science, and I just signed a new contract with them again, so I'm on for another year. I think that being successful, especially when you're making your own brand, I mean, you really have to be conscious of what you want people to know, and how you want people to perceive you is what you put out there. And I learned really young that your worst picture is the only picture people will remember, so I really try to keep my pictures on a filter. As far as a brand, I mean, you really have to be careful about the, you know, the sort of things that you're involved in and the shoots that you'll do. You know, there's things that I won't shoot. You know, I haven't done any kind of nude stuff because, you know, that's not the brand I'm selling. I'm selling a fit and sport and, you know, a genuine person, and that's kind of the persona I would like to sell. Of course, you know, there's a sexy side, but, you know, I want people to know that I live a healthy lifestyle and I'm a healthy person. So that's kind of my branding now.
Him and his UFC counterparts built the gym with their own money. We'll head to Gilbert, Arizona to catch up with MMA entrepreneur Ryan Bader. This MMA30 segment was powered by Cheaterville.com. Don't be the last to know. Log on to Cheaterville.com and search your significant other now. And while you're there, search for your own name in the Cheaterville database. It's free and it's online now at Cheaterville.com. Welcome to Gilbert, Arizona. This is Power MMA and Fitness Gym, and this is Ryan Bader. If you don't know Ryan, you're out of the loop. He's a UFC light heavyweight star and one of our MMA30 entrepreneurs.
What's up, MMA30? I'm Ryan Bader, UFC light heavyweight, and welcome to my gym, Power MMA and Fitness. Come on in. All right, here you walk in, front desk and everything, but the biggest thing right here, you see our 30-foot elevated cage, you know, true to form. Canvas on there. It's not foreign when you get into an actual octagon, and it felt like you've never been there before. You're actually there every day training, so when you step in that octagon, you're ready to go. A lot of our members compete in jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, MMA, and so when anybody wins a belt or anything, put it up here. Hopefully we'll get this whole thing filled up, and the other side, everybody has a belt or something. Right here we have the boxing ring. It's about a 26-foot boxing ring. So over here we have the men's and women's locker room. They're pretty big. Used to be a Bally's Fitness, so we have a lot of lockers, bathroom sinks, and we even have a sauna in each, in the men's and women. Just a nice little recovery maybe after a practice. And when you step out outside, we've got tires. We'll push that all the way down this little road back here, and it's not fun when you come out here, I'll tell you that. All right, coming out of the locker rooms, and we're going to the other side of the gym, more of the fitness side of it. You're gonna see a lot of machines, pretty much every type of machine you need, we got it, and that's about it. That's Power MMA and Fitness. Well, I started out wrestling at Arizona State University, and I made a lot of contacts in that wrestling world and a lot of friends, and that carried over into MMA. Guys like Cain Velasquez, CB Dalloway, Aaron Simpson. Two of those guys, Aaron Simpson and CB Dalloway, are my partners in this gym today. We went into another MMA gym that, you know, a friend brought us to, and we fought out of there for a while. Always a dream of ours, one day having our own gym. The time was right. We left the other gym. We ventured out. We opened up this facility here at Power MMA and Fitness, and it's been great. You know, we've been open for about 5 months, have over 500 members, and a great training facility here for, you know, for the fighters and for us to train and call a home. Most rewarding part of having this gym is coming here, you know, at 5:30 and seeing it packed with parents watching their kids and seeing everybody happy and seeing everybody be successful in the gym, whether that's, you know, the jiu-jitsu kids team or all the way up to our UFC fighters. So And that's the biggest, thrill I get coming in here and see people smiling, wanting to be here. The ultimate goal for this gym is to be franchised out into different cities with, the Power MMA brand name, and to have it in 4, 5, 10 different cities, maybe sell them off to somebody or something. But I love being in the gym, I love training, and I also love coaching and coaching different people, whether that's the team or doing privates in here. So I always believe I'll be in here, but hopefully we'll just have to expand and we have that many people, so that'd be a good thing. My short-term goals is to go out there and win every fight. And so you just got to look at the person who you're fighting in front of you. And the short-term goals will eventually lead to that long-term goal. And my long-term goal, like the rest of the guys here, is to become a champion in the UFC. And so doing that, I just got to take care of those short-term goals, and it'll happen. So I work every day to be better as a person and as a fighter.
Most awkward, uncomfortable shoot you've ever had?
My very first shoot in water, and I had to go in the dolphin tank at the Mirage, and they wanted me to swim down 6 feet and smile for the camera. Tried it, couldn't get down far enough to get the camera, so then they give me weights. They're like, hold these weights, and then they're gonna sink you to the bottom, and then you have to smile and look all angelic. That didn't work. And that photographer actually wrote in an article about a model who ruined his shoot. That was me.